Hello there, guys. Thank you for being with me here today on the Warrior Philosopher channel. I'm your host, Harold. We're in beautiful Pennsylvania, surrounded by nature, focusing on the theme of the month, independence. Um, Obviously, just to revise independence, a virtue. It is a virtue that you live by the judgment of your own independent mind, not for someone else. You as an individual person, freedom and independence is your natural right as a cognitive sovereign being. And that has to be practiced and embodied. And unfortunately, with the demons that roam society, they don't let these things happen so much. So I want to stick to the topic that's been, I guess, focusing on my channel that a lot of people have been getting attention on. It's like the Dominican Republic, what's been going on over there. And it's a tragedy. Look, I'm making my videos in English. You know why I make my videos in English? Because Dominican Republic is a place where there is no freedom of speech. Like I said in my previous videos. I know my friend Donnie, who got tased by the cop 3 times, he did nothing wrong. My guy did nothing wrong. And they did it to him, a high-profile person. And it's been a big thing in Jarabacoa. And after that, it's just like, it's a sad thing that I said in my video, referring to that one. They're like, well, the Dominican Republic is a country that is due for civil war. It's a place of violence and chaos. And when there's no freedom of speech, there has to be violence because people don't talk it out. They don't reason. They don't come into an agreement or a consensus. It's literally who has force, who has the biggest gun, and that's the will that would be done. And that is the mindset of the Dominican. I guess I'm very fortunate in that regard. Like I'm born from Dominican parents, but I'm an American. I was born in New York City. But I've also lived a lot of time in the Dominican Republic as a youth and as an adult. When I moved to the Dominican Republic, like I used to go back and forth a lot, like, typical people born abroad. But when I was 9, I moved there and I stayed all the way through high school. So I had that experience of living there. And then later as an adult, when was the last time I moved there? When I was like 28, 29. And I stayed there till I was, so for like 5 years after that, 29 to 30, whatever. And then I went back to the States, and went back to DR and lived how long I was there then? 3 years out, three more years as an adult. So I seen it all. So the reason I'm saying it is to paint the perspective of where I'm coming from, where I'm not just some foreign gringo who has an outside opinion and he has no idea what he's talking about. Like, no, I've been embedded in Dominican society as a child, lived there thoroughly. Man, I was there during George. I remember the 1 month we had no electricity for 1 month during George. It was so weird to have electricity again. You just get used to it. You're like, oh well, this is normal life now. Like I'm from Jarabacoa, going into the campo, to the farm, riding horses. Playing with my friends in the woods, playing baseball, riding motorcycles. I didn't grow up in a barrio. I'm from Los Corralitos, La Confluencia. People who know Jarabacoa know que eso es, chill, relax. And more so how it was back then. But then, why I'm saying that is to pinpoint where I'm coming from, that it's not this skewed outside perspective. And again, recently, I'm giving you 10 years of recent adult experience in the Dominican Republic. And I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that it has become daily more tyrannical than before in purport. It just, I'm speechless. Americans don't understand this. And this makes me very privileged to be an American, even from New York. We say that the NYPD sucks, the NYPD is corrupt, they sell drugs, they move guns, why does the NYPD have an office in Tel Aviv, Israel, in Munich, Germany? Why do they have a budget equivalent to an army? Why do they have tanks? Why do they have helicopters? All of that. An army is NYPD. And you can walk up to the NYPD and say, NYPD, fuck you. NYPD suck my dick. Who the fuck are you, NYPD? And that is your right as an American to insult the police. And they have to deal with it. Because what? We have freedom of speech. He's just talking, man. He ain't done nothing. Let him be. God bless America. The Dominican Republic is not a place like that. Before some idiot comments, well, you can't just talk without consequences. It's the principle that I'm talking about. The principle of freedom of speech. The principle that because a police officer feels insulted, even if you actually insulted him, it does not give him the right to come kill you for words. For words. So, again, look at, I use the example of Donnie. Donnie said when they came to shut down the spot where he was hanging out, a victory after a softball game, becomes cop number one, tase him 3 times, high profile person. And after that, there was I forget the name of the town, but it's near Santo Domingo. A 19-year-old youth was killed by the police, and you guys should see the video. The police come in, grab him for no reason. He said, no, pues mátame, está bien, boom, and he shoots him. So the police, the Dominican police, you can obviously this is not everyone. There are people, probably the grand minority of the Dominican police and military and armed forces, but the majority of people who are stupid, they find them stupid. Why? So they can follow orders blindly and just do the will of the state. Because if you weren't so fucking stupid, you probably, man, this isn't beneficial for me. Or maybe, all right, proof of why the cops in Dominican Republic are stupid. They get paid shit money. And only a fucking idiot will take a job that you got to carry around a gun and deal with criminals all the time por 13,000 pesos. 13,000 pesos. 13,000 pesos. 13,000 Dominican pesos. That's like 200 something dollars a month. So you have created an incentive to have armed people be desperate and figure a way out. Y in the Dominican, eso es lo que tienen, un traqueteo. Un traqueteo. So they got, the motorcycle traqueteo where they got to go out every day. Hey, such and such motorcycles, bring them. I lost. Sorry, let me take a step back because I almost drifted. The thing I want to say about the NYPD, I can insult the NYPD, and the Dominican police will put a bullet in your head for looking at them wrong. And wow, freedom of speech versus no freedom of speech. What type of society do you live in? And going at everything that's going on with the stuff with the police in the Dominican Republic, it all boils down to that. You cannot question them. You cannot look at them. Again, what Daniel was saying, like if they show up, don't say anything. Don't talk to them. Don't just whatever. But if you don't say anything to the police, again, like who are these people? If you can't talk to them, you can't look. They're your overseers. They're your masters. And these Dominican people put on their flag with their red, white, and blue cross, and they believe they're being patriotic. And the politicians use these symbols. They are going on a psychological indoctrination campaign that they take everything that's supposedly a national symbol and attach it to a form of your slavery. I'll give you an example. The beer. The beer is called Presidente. And the Presidente beer is the Dominican beer. Oye, associated with the state. Presidente. They love it. What's the next top beer? All right. Top supermarket in Dominican Republic. What is it called? Nacional. I know these things happen again before fucking dummy come in the comments. Yes, people put these type of names in every single country and da 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 da. But I want to cycle in on the Dominican Psyops. Why did I bring up the beer? Because the government uses alcohol to keep motherfuckers retarded and stupid and dumbed down and passive. And that's why you see as soon as like some performance, when there's a political campaign, what do? They use alcohol and they buy votes with alcohol. That's why they get the lower level people. Get them with alcohol. Wow. And then If you can't, if you're not down with that, with the symbols here and there, you're unpatriotic. Why did I bring up the beer? If you do not drink beer, esto tigre sí es raro, esto tigre sí es bribón. You get where I'm going with this? They create the culture of alcoholism to be the Dominican standard and national identity, and that is what it means to be a Dominican. But they created and manufactured. Like the same thing with the domino stuff. I'm nothing against dominoes. People get together, party, family. But Dominican people know that the politicians went out of their way to put a fucking domino thing in every cormalon and have people like this all afternoon procrastinating, wasting their fucking time. And those make great voters and beggars to the state. Because that's what they love to do. Beg to the state. ¿Por qué el gobierno no hace this? Government do this. We need a stronger government. We need a stronger government. We need a strong government. And you got literally Big Daddy all around. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. But you can if you pay them. You can commit the crime because it has nothing to do with honor. It has nothing to do with what's true. It has nothing to do with virtue. It has nothing to do with independence. It's all about the status quo. And you know, it's always shifting, but the status quo in this regard, I guess, is the final size of the Abinader presidency. He's gonna go to jail for sure or something. I mean, he has to be the most hated Dominican president. He is. Oh, as I said in the beginning of the video, as I'm making the video in English. When I criticize anything like this before, I never said his name. I would talk about the principle. Anybody smart enough knows what the fuck I'm talking about. But the Dominican average idiot, you know, you can't call out a specific person like that. So this guy, he is such a fucking donkey that observed the first presidency. So he comes in, first term president. He comes in during COVID. My man turns the country to a police state that people come in and bitch like Trujillo. Listen, it is an insult to the legacy of Trujillo to compare Abinader to Trujillo. Trujillo was an honorable man. Trujillo was a nationalist. Trujillo moved this country forward. This piece of shit is an idiot who's being used by foreign interests just so he can press. I'm the president. Look at me. I'm a leader. You ain't shit, nigga. You don't run nothing. Bro, Donald Trump went in right away, Shield of the Americas, all the people who bend the knee to Donald Trump because they're preparing all their Latin American and the United States preparing for the North American Union. It's going to take over Cuba, and when the shit hits the fan in the Dominican Republic, idiots like Abinader are going to open the door to him and say, bring in your troops. We're going to cross. Hey, man, fuck it, just give it away to them. Just like 1913, all over again, because history goes in cycles. And he is such a fool. He is such an idiot. He is such a donkey that he played every rule of the prince wrong. He just has opposition. His opposition will chew him up this time. His second term is done. Everyone hates him. The police force is like this because of him. This is the final breath of a tyrannical society. What does every tyrannical society does in the end? Authoritarianism to the max. Violence. And there's the proof. That man is on his way out. And when he gets out, you know what's going to happen in 10 years, Mr. Abinader? No one is going to, well, maybe not 10 years. We'll give it more. But the point is, a president of what? Who? Oh, the one who collapsed and sold out his country? Some piece of shit guy who comes out. You got to see the ads in the DR. Yo, when they do the elections, they got this motherfucker's face everywhere. And he's out there looking like a, you wonder, is this a guy from a romantic comedy? That nigga, and he got titties, bro. He got titties. He's fat. He's out of shape. His skin is unhealthy. But then you see him all handsome in every poster. And the guy's a fool. And one of my videos went viral asking about like, how the fuck did he got all this money? Because again, he came out in the Panama Papers. And you know what he did when the Panama Papers came out during COVID? Oh, again, we just managing this money. We've always been rich. And it's nothing. It's just conspiracy theories. And they just left it like that. And Dominicans don't question it. But guess what? Now, after that dude's gone, they're going to come for him. They're going to come for him. And it's going to be great. But the point is that there's going to be a lot of chaos also in between. Because, again, look at the thing with the police. And this it's just it's so overwhelming because it just feels like there's just so much. Like again, I'm going on with the violence and the order followers, and how the order followers destroy independence and destroy independence as a value within the society because everyone is practicing violence and everyone is putting their head down and bending to a master and asking a master for permission. And then that goes on to this whole thing with the president. Everybody worships the motherfucking president. I remember I was used COVID. During COVID, I went to this martial arts practice. And during COVID, I was like, man, I'm not doing MMA anymore. This is bullshit. Because I saw all these people that I trusted, I thought were strong men, that when the shit hits the fan, we're the people who they're going to come. No, these people did this. And they messed up children. And they proved themselves cowards. Anyways, I was at this practice. One of these professors, hey, when MMA camps here in Santiago. And these political people passed by. And these people stopped the whole practice to go stare at them. Mira, ahí anda la vicepresidenta, la número dos, el diablo. Así mismo estaba diciendo el maestro. I was so ashamed. I kept hitting the bag. I'm like, nah, man, I came here to train. I came here to train. I'm hitting the bag. I don't care. I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. They're the devil. Listen, like I said in all the videos, and I'm going to have to say it as a staple. If you ask for a master, you fucking deserve it. Because of free men. Free men are high agency people who are responsible for themselves and their actions. But these people, the problem where I'm trying to criticize the Dominican Republic is this independence doesn't exist. They worship authority. They worship external authority. And they see that in the form of the president. And the president is their surrogate father. They literally call it mi papi, el jefe. Like, if you're a grown man doing this, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, the only person I listened to as a man before, my father. My father had authority over me. My father died. I'm a man. I lead my family. I have authority over myself and my family, my children. So why would I go placate to some other man to exercise authority over me? That's some super duper cuck gay shit, my nigga. So stop it. Stop it. Get some help. The Shaq meme. So the only way we're gonna end all this violence with the police, we have to get into this philosophical grounding. Why? Because if we're like that, individuals with agency can make the choices to not participate in these things. Like I said earlier, why would an intelligent person go commit themselves to the police for that? And you have to become a delinquent for you to do good at it. Any honorable person or intelligent person be like, man, but I can make money doing some other thing. Even if you're like in police, right? You could work private security. You could be a freaking mercenary and go to Iran and shoot people if that's what you into, for way more money. Oh my God, I'm not trying to make a case for that. So obviously murder is wrong and killing people is wrong, especially for money. But you get the point. And people, by the worship of government, are creating incentive and structures of criminality. Stop begging for these masters. And again, as a man, imagine voting for a woman. How dare you? Yes, as a man, you go ask a woman to lead your life. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I'll say that so an American can understand. If you're a grown ass man, why would you? I want. What's her name? Pocahontas. Elizabeth Warren is gonna be my big boss, and she's head of the army. Head of the armed forces. A woman who talks like this. You know what? If the Mongols saw that, they laugh at us and march down the hill and eat everybody. And probably deserve. I get reminded of a memory TV. If you're into memory TV memes, there's a memory TV one like, this is why we must slaughter them. If you're that weak. Anyways, going long. But I might as well stick with it since it's in the same topic. And if you already listened to it, because I can split it up also into shorts. I want to talk about Trujillo. Trujillo, this is a book I've been reading about Trujillo and his mindset of why he did what he did, his approach to leadership, and how he managed himself as a statesman. And when I read his book, I completely understood why. Like, it's just a valid analysis. It's a valid analysis. I understand why. So this is his claim. He said that during his time, when pre-U.S. invasion, that politicians were treating the Dominican Republic like every local politician, same thing. They were just taking it like it was the treasury was their own private fund to do whatever they want. Like I said in my previous video, that Dominicans see the government as a function to enrich yourself, not to serve people, not to lead, not to assume responsibility, but like, I'm going to go in there, make money, and fuck everybody else and fuck my people. There is not, I'm telling you, every single Dominican politician, no, every single one of them is evil, is possessed by the devil, and everything they do has to be evil because, sorry guys, all government is controlling your mind, and it is the gang, the monopoly of force in that geographic location. So you, if you approve of that, Abinader is your big daddy que te puede meter palo cuando tú quieras. But if you are with me, if you believe in freedom and sovereignty, in the indomitable human will, and that man is the image of the creator, and that we are more than our physical bodies, then you reject all this government nonsense and you understand what I'm telling you. I know, I'm sorry if I said a lot. Drifted is trying, and I'm shooting from the hip. Oh, but the thing with the Trujillo thing. He's other than that. So, what was his Trujillo solution to this thievery society? He said that it's a lack of discipline and structure. And I would completely agree with this. He said Dominicans are people who have no discipline. So his approach was to militarize the population. And he believed through militarizing the population and having them able to defend themselves, it would stop foreign invasions. And pretty much he wanted Dominicans to be able to protect the homeland. What's wrong with that? That's quite the opposite of the current government, isn't it? The current government accepts, again, like I said, the shields of the Americas, so Donald Trump could just come in and, I mean, now there's going to bend the knee to him. And when the invasion comes, he's going to bend the knee to Donald Trump too. All the corrupt motherfuckers, like, you see the people who are not with Trump, they're openly, we ain't with it. Abinader has to bend the knee because they fund this stuff with the drug war, this stuff with Haiti, the guns, they're doing whatever the fuck they want, the human trafficking. The government knows it's going on. They sanction it. They give the blessing. And this is not new. This has been going on since the beginning of time. You see all this shit with Haiti. They know what's going on. They're pushing it. They're making money from it. So if you want Haitian beef to end, if you want to end police violence, let's be pro-sovereignty, pro-freedom, push that in your, embody that as an individual. We don't have control of other people. We have control of ourselves. We have control of the people we spend time with. We have the control of our actions. And let's, as individuals, form the proper righteous world. And again, freedom of speech. You have to, I'm not saying go say fucking white people. And obviously, like Donnie said, he's right. You cannot insult the Dominican police. They will kill you. They will kill you on the insult. Dios mío. That's crazy to say it. That these people are so childish that they will kill you on an insult. Oh, I want to say this one before I forget. How bad it is. How childish the politician is. And not just Abinader. All of them. Diputados, all of them. Chief of police, bitch. Coward. Yo, when COVID happened, I never messed up. I made it very, very public. Like I said, I'm like, yo, if they're going to arrest me, y'all going to have to come for me. I'm right here. I've done nothing wrong, and I'm protected. And I was thinking of like going like, oh, I'm just going to get a megaphone and start talking on the park. I would have ended up arrested. Obviously, I didn't do it, so it's good. But this dude Pipa, there's a bunch of Pipas out there, right? But one of them from Jarabacoa, he sees my video. Pipa, I mean, so much respect for Pipa for doing this. Y Pipa un tigre de la calle. But this, Floyd Mayweather, my hats off to you. My hats off to you, Pipa. When COVID came, he was like, nah, I ain't doing this. Yo voy a hacer lo que me da la gana. And I'm not putting on no mask. I'm a free person. And you know what happened? The cops showed up. They snatched him up, and they made him do an apology for saying, I'm going to do whatever I want. But you know why they did that? They did that to him porque él es un tigre de barrio que no puede defend. He doesn't have how to defend himself and all that. They want to do that shit to me. Maybe they would. But you get the point I'm trying to get to. This stuff is bad. It's bad. So thank you for being with me here, guys. I'm going to leave it there. It's already been pretty long. I appreciate you a lot for sticking with me this long. I'd love to hear your comments, and please consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a like and all that jazz, and sharing it with someone else. I'm putting a lot of effort to grow this channel, to grow this message. I want to provide solutions. Be it, again, I have my freebie solution. My freebie solution is the Fear Transmutation Manual. These authoritarians, they bind us through fear. I want us to overcome fear. Fear is not to paralyze you. Fear can become your power. And that is the point of why I made that manual. Oh, you just talk shit. You don't have solutions. Here's my solution. The Fear Transmutation Manual. It's free. It's for you. Enjoy it. And I also, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I have the Warrior Pillar. You work with me one-on-one. We train martial arts. We forge a sovereign, powerful mindset. And you're also part of our private community where we network and keep moving up to the next level. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave it with you there. Thank you so much for being with me here at the Word Philosopher channel. Again, my name is Harold, and I hope you have an amazing evening. Stay blessed, stay free, stay healthy. Os.